If a man wanted me to be their girlfriend, with what I know now, and if I wasn't married, I would say all expenses paid. Okay. If you're not going to propose, that's fine. $10 million placed in my account right now.
When he buys me jewelry, when he pays for nice dinners, when he takes me on expensive holidays, that's when I know that he loves me. What does love mean to a woman? Do you know the answer to that question? Do you understand how important it is to know the answer to that question? It's actually a good way to test a woman's quality by asking her what is her definition of love and when does she feel loved? What would a man be doing in order to make her feel loved? Because while everybody says that they want to feel loved, everybody has a different expectation around that word. They have a different definition of what that means. Like that woman who wants $10 million to be his girlfriend as a down payment, because for some women to be loved means to have a man spend money on her.
Many people have looked at me on this app and the way I dress or the way I talk, and then they comment like, oh, she's probably a gold digger. And I just realized, like today, that I have never been called a gold digger by a rich man. It's always the broke boys calling me a gold digger. Like, baby, you're 19. You probably work a minimum wage job, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with, but what am I going to take from you?
I'm not attracted to broke men anyway, because for me to feel loved, I need a man to spend money on me. How does this happen? How does a woman equate a man spending money on her with her feeling loved? There's a few explanations. Imagine this scenario. A father is away all of the time. He's very absent from her upbringing, but whenever he comes home, out of guilt for not spending time with her, he buys her lots of gifts. He pays for really nice things, and in so doing, she feels loved. Or maybe being loved to her means that a man recognizes that she deserves the best, and so when he buys her really nice things, it feels like vindication and validation that she is the best, and he can see that, and he's willing to sacrifice for her to have that. Or maybe she grew up poor and she's scared for her own survival or scared of people's perception of her. So when a wealthy guy comes along and just starts spending lots of money on her, she's like, yes, this is great. I'm definitely going to survive. Other people are envying me. I'm not the one being looked down on anymore. God, this is amazing. Thank God for this man. He really loves me. He gets that I need this. And of course, there are some women who are not even looking for love. This has nothing to do with love. They're looking for a payday. They want a nice lifestyle. They don't view men as real humans to have actual connections and relationships with. They're just a walking wallet to exploit and get as much material stuff out of as possible. That's 100% a real thing, but it's too convenient in the manosphere to just dismiss all gold diggers in this way. To just say that they're all evil exploiters is really lazy. It's not putting much thought into it. And hopefully, if you're a fan of my channel, you're not satisfied by simplistic explanations. You want to dig deeper. You want to understand the psychology of why women think and do the things that they do. And understanding a woman's definition of love is absolutely key to that. I'm telling you, a lot of bizarre female behavior starts to make a lot more sense when you understand that at the psychological level, what's motivating her is a desire to be loved. It's just that women have some crazy definitions of what love means. Check out this next clip. This one is depressing.
Home every night, you don't talk to me, you go straight to the room.
You
go to the room, you
so you gonna go him?
I wasn't gonna him. I just needed some attention.
Oh, so you gonna get in a hotel room and get some attention?
Yeah.
How long you been doing this for?
What? I don't know.
Man, how many in the bro? Be real, man.
Man,
Stop
just let her go,
with me.
man. All that.
But why the would you do that shit?
I wasn't gonna.
Man, we got a daughter. Like, what kind of example you set for
I
your
just needed
daughter?
a little bit of money.
What if our daughter was doing this shit? You think that shit cool?
Okay, on the surface, this is completely inexplicable behavior. She has a daughter with this man. Why would she be cheating on him?
I wasn't gonna him. I just needed some attention.
Oh, so you gonna get in a hotel room and get some attention?
Did you pick up on that? She needed some attention. So many women are like that. They can't function without attention. Maybe they were ignored when they were younger, and the few times that somebody in their childhood was paying them attention, that's what made them feel loved. There's some examples of that here if you want to see this theory play out with some real life stories with real women. But there are other possible explanations too, like maybe she only feels lovable if she's desirable, and without the tangible evidence of a man in front of her desiring her all the time, she doubts her own lovability. He's away, he's at work, he's off on a trip, or he doesn't spend as much time with me anymore. And that panic starts to set in. I need to cheat. I need to have an affair. I need a man to desire me so I can feel lovable. Some women are so lacking in selfhood that they don't know what they want. They don't know who they are. They're used to just revolving around a man. It's like they lay dormant until a man comes along and animates them. There's no independent sense of lovability. There's no self-love. They need that man. They need his attention. And they get so desperate to it that they cheat. I go into a lot more depth on the psychology of cheating and casual sex in my Patreon videos. Like my latest video, which you can check out here, is on the purpose and ethics and wisdom of sleeping with a woman that you don't actually consider to be girlfriend material. Big deep dive on that if you want to see that video. But whatever the reason that individual woman needs attention in order to feel loved, it's important that you know that information, that you understand that's what her definition of love is. That's how she feels loved. You need to know that first so that you can decide whether or not it's safe to date her, safe to commit to her. Because it's a very dangerous definition of love that's likely to end up in her cheating on you. You can't mate guard her 24 hours a day. You can't constantly be giving her attention. And if that's what she needs in order to feel worthy as a person, in order to feel lovable, well then her stepping out and cheating with another man is almost an inevitability. But even if you do decide to commit to her, to stay with her, you need to know that attention equals love to her so that you can tailor your relationship to meet that need. Know what it is that makes her feel loved, because some wealthy man giving heaps of money to his girlfriend when all she's craving is attention is not going to keep her loyal. Likewise, giving heaps of attention to a gold digger who wants money spent on her is also not going to work. It's completely pointless. Men, you need to know your woman. You need to know what is her definition of love. And don't get arrogant thinking that because you had a relationship in the past, you've already learnt this stuff. You know what to do in the future. No, I'm telling you, women can be different from one another. There's no recipe that fits it all.
What do you bring to the table?
Everything. I got 2 kids, you know what I mean? So everything. If you're willing to provide for my kids, then everything.
Everything like what?
My kids, my life, my mental health, everything, like everything. Everything you want to know about me, I'll bring to the table for sure.
Here's another definition of love. After a woman has kids, those children become her top priority. As they should. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to know that. If you're going to date a single mother, you need to know that for her, love means you being there for her family, for her children. She's a good example of somebody who's probably changed, because before she had children, when she was single, her definition of love and how she felt love probably was very different. But now that she has children, people who are dependent upon her, unless you're down with her family, she's not going to feel any love from you. She's changed. It's one of the reasons why dating single mothers is very, very problematic. Are you actually in the dating market because you're looking to be a stepdad? Do you want to raise another man's children? Is that what you're looking for? No? Well, then single mothers is going to be a really difficult thing for you to navigate. Unless you love her children, it's going to be very difficult for her to feel loved. If you're struggling with any of this and you need to know how this definition of love fits into your personal situation, you can always hit me up here and ask for my advice. But I hope that I'm really getting across that love is one of those unique words in the English language where everybody has a different perspective. Everybody has a different definition. But love also exists culturally as one of those things that we feel entitled to. And that can get really difficult when someone has a definition of love means spending money on me. Love means paying me attention. Love means being a stepdad. And because it's love, I'm entitled to it. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how dangerous this is? Do you see how absolutely crucial it is for you to have these conversations and to understand what she means by the word love? I, of course, would argue that those things that I've listed are not real examples of love. Money's not love. Attention's not love. Parenthood is not romantic love. Perhaps those things could be a part of love, but at its core, I think love is more of a commitment that you make to another person, that you want the best for them, but you also want the best for yourself, and that you're going to grow and improve so that you can provide that for them, but you also expect the best for them. Unconditional love is moronic. I think love has standards, it has expectations, but it's not done in a cruel way. It's a commitment, it's a bonding. As I'm talking, I feel like I'm tying my tongue in circles trying to explain this, but if anything, that's just proving my point more, that love is difficult to define. That's why it's very dangerous to use that word and to enter into romantic relationships with love at the core, unless you really understand, what do you mean by love? What does she mean by love? What are the entitlements and expectations that we're setting up here? So do not be complacent about this. Don't make assumptions. If you're on a date with a girl and you've been seeing her for a while and it's going well, I would have this conversation. And you don't need to make it too abstract and philosophical. It's better to actually focus on the concrete. Like if it's a long-term relationship, you could ask her, Have there been things that I've done in the course of our relationship that have made you feel loved? Or if you're just starting out with a girl, you could ask her, what were some things that your ex-partners did in the past that made you feel especially loved? Ask these questions and then listen to her answers. You're going to learn so much. Only a fool would assume that what you're looking for in a relationship in terms of being loved is going to be perfectly mirrored by her. A wise man understands that you two are different, and that's why you need to talk about it.